What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Nikki, and I am back. Good morning, y'all. I haven't even really washed my face. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning and everything. Wash my face, I ain't brush my teeth yet, but it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And I, first of all, rolled over to get my word in and to start my day. And I listened to I listened to Joyce Meyer this morning. And then I listened to Ayala Van Zalt. If y'all know, she like this lady that like counsel, give people therapy. You know what I'm saying, with family, and and she one of them. She gets deep down with her therapy, and she like dig into and call you out and to things that you probably didn't even want to say about yourself or realize about yourself, but she calls you out on things. She ain't that type of person that gonna sugarcoat it with you. She gonna get deep down into the root of who you is. You know what I'm saying? So, I listened to her this morning, but the title of the video was Spiritual Hygiene Moment. And I didn't know, what I'm saying, what she was talking about. But when I turned the video on, it was about financial, um, people in their finances and abundance and how people live, and whether people live in a struggle mind frame. And honestly, I could say that, I promise y'all, I know I probably done said it before, but ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to get married, be successful, have kids, live happily ever after. I never knew exactly what I wanted to do in life, but I just knew I wanted success in some kind of way because I lived the struggle as a kid. I lived in struggle, you know. But growing up, um, I can't say that I worked on being successful or, having a lot. Um, but like I said, I always knew that it was something more that I wanted. I just didn't know how to go about with doing it or where to start, or I just, to me, it was the goalpost was kind of far from me. Now I can say that once I met my husband, it was like I never wanted. Well, I ain't gonna say I never wanted. I never thought about meeting somebody that will help me. Well, I ain't gonna say I never thought about it. I would say I never thought that I would meet somebody that actually, you know, could put me further into a successful, or not having to every day, what I'm saying, we wake up, we could pretty much eat what we want to eat, or I ain't never I whatever I want in a day, I can pretty much have. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't always been like that throughout my marriage. Like, we done struggled together where we didn't have. But with these upcoming, throughout these few years, um, we've received more blessings. So things are different now where we can actually, just really do what it is that we want to do. But, still comes with work, still come with, having to, work things out. But if we want to, we can. I ain't gonna say everything in the world, but we can do, if we plan, we can do pretty much whatever it is that we would like to do through him. Nah, like I said, I told y'all, I quit my job last June. I just now got a new position coming up. But through my husband and his benefits and his career, we're able to do a lot more. And I ain't gonna say whatever we want, but we're able to do a lot more, whatever. But anyways, so you know, I just and listening to what she was saying, as I look around and I look back on my life, I'm never the person to try to judge people because life is hard. You got some people that gonna reach for the stars. They gonna, you know what I'm saying, they gonna go to school, they gonna work hard, they gonna, you know what I'm saying, do this to try to make things happen. You know, and kudos to those people. But you also got those people that, you know, don't really want to work hard. You know what I'm saying? They okay with having a 9 to 5. They okay with making sure their bills are paid, and you know, just the basics of life. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to go and try to just achieve a whole lot because they okay with having just enough, you know? And I could say I was, well, I could say I was one of those people, but at the same time I can't say I was, because when I was a store manager for Little Caesars, it was like I would get my paychecks, y'all. I would get my paychecks. And I'd be like, God, dog, I just wanted more. Like, I felt like I should have been able to work, been able to get a vehicle, or, pay my rent. And, I'm saying, I should be able to do all of these things with the job that I work. But the thing about it is, a lot of people that I know that achieved a lot more, they had help. They started out with somebody to help them achieve their dreams or achieve more. And then they worked 2 and 3 jobs. Me, I've never been that person to work 2 and 3 jobs. I can't, I just honestly don't feel as though I'm finna work 2 and 3 jobs. Like, I just don't see it, because my thing is, to me, as human beings, as people, like, we shouldn't have to work 2 and 3 jobs to achieve what we want out of life. Me myself, I couldn't personally work 2 and 3 jobs because I didn't really have the transportation to do it back then. Now I do have a car now, and if I wanted to work 2 and 3 jobs, I would, but that ain't something that I want to do. I, if I want to work in a factory for 12 hours, and that's just not something that I want to do, because, and honestly, since I've become married, and I do understand my duties as a wife also. To me, my husband and my marriage is not just something that falls on the back burner. It's something that you have to really um, work. Like, it's a job. You have to work it. Like, you have to make sure this is done, make sure that is done, make sure this is done. Like, it's a lot of different things to being a wife, to being in a marriage. It ain't just like, oh, you get married and No, no. It's things that comes with being married. So I want to be. I won't say I want to be the perfect wife, but I want to be the homemaker that makes sure my house is good. But I do also want to bring in finances for my home. Also, that's why I say I wanted a work from home job because to me, work from home, being that me and him don't have any small kids, and we really ain't got nothing that I don't have anything that could really keep me from doing it. To me, only me can stop me from succeeding in this job. You know, nothing else will or can. So to me, work from home is the perfect thing for me because I'm able to still cook, clean, keep my house in order, and I can work because the hours are long. So, and I can still work long hours without being just so strung out or tired. You know what I'm saying? Because the stories that I hear about when mamas did work two and three jobs to try to maintain and have something for their kids, they probably feel lack somewhere. Like I got aunts or I got people who work hard to achieve something out of life, but they kids felt the 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 lack of a presence being around. So it's like, which one do you choose? Do you choose your career over being a mother? Do you choose your career over being financially stable? Or do you choose your kids and actually try to be there at some point? And my child is not, what I'm saying, young. And but even when the back in the days, even when I did work, I worked, and then when I got home, I partied. You know what I'm saying? So it was like my child still felt the lack of me being there because I remember plenty of time with her not wanting me to go nowhere, but I still chose to go simply because I didn't have a childhood. Like I said, I had her young, so I feel like I was still trying to make up for the lost time that I didn't have when I was growing up. But anyways, I just it's I never wanted to live in the struggle. I always wanted more. And I feel as though now that I have more, I see the judgment, what I'm saying, really around me. I see how people really feel about me having more, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I hear it so much that if it weren't for my husband, if it weren't for my husband, if it weren't for my husband. And even though I may not have the house, the big house, or whatever, if it wasn't for my husband, I still had a place to stay. I probably didn't work hard to just accomplish everything by myself, but I always was in a relationship with somebody who I wanted to achieve more with. It's just that if that person that I was with wanted the same, and I don't feel like we was on the same level because as you can see, if I ain't with you right now, that mean it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't on the same level, but I wanted to be on the same level, and things just never worked out. So I really don't see my husband as luck. I see him as a blessing because it was something that I prayed for as a child. I wanted a husband. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to live good. I wanted to um, be able to, do whatever it is that we want to do in a day and not, have to struggle for it. and that's why I was willing to try. I was willing to try it with, what I'm saying, relationships came, and you can tell who really want to be there for you and who want to, actually be in a relationship with you. Um, from the first moments pretty much meet somebody. Like, it don't take a long time to see how they really gonna be and who they really is. So with my husband, I didn't know. Like I said, when I first met him, he told me he was in the military. But did I just assume that, he just had a whole lot? Because look, don't get it twisted. The man don't have a whole lot. Y'all, he still have to work a 9 to 5 job. Even being in the military, he's Army National Guard. So he's not just one of them folk that just got a whole lot of money type of thing. No. No, 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 no. That's not it. That's not it. But um it was just I just the video, what I'm saying, that I listened to, it just really made me sit and think, what I'm saying, about finances. And and every time finances come up, I do think about the place that I am at, what I'm saying, where I am in. And, I want to be able to enjoy this blessing. I want to be able to enjoy everything that the Lord has blessed me with. And I just know that in order for me to enjoy it, I have to really be in this in this mind frame of letting people assume and talk and say what they want to, because I don't think I get offended by people saying if it wasn't for my husband that I wouldn't have the things that I have. The thing about it is, when I was before I met my husband, when I was, working and holding down a job and holding down a household, I didn't hear nobody saying, well, Nikki gonna, what I'm saying, do what she got to do to have her own place. Nobody never said that, what I'm saying. Nobody seen the fight in me back then. They just see the blessings that God has given me now, but they didn't see the fight in me back then. And then the crazy thing about it is, just like people say, people see the blessings, but they don't know the struggle. They won't acknowledge the struggle. They don't know how you probably cried, how I cried some nights, how I prayed some nights, how I, what I'm saying, just went through so much to get to the place where I am at now. Like, nobody wants to acknowledge that. They feel like just all of a sudden, boom, you blessed, or it's luck because it just fell out the sky. But no, to me, everything is a build up, and I feel as though God saw my struggle. God saw my cries, my tears. He saw my lack thereof. He saw my heart, and he knew what I really wanted. And I feel like this is the test, because every time I say that I want it, now that I have it, and are you gonna enjoy it? Are you gonna actually live in this blessing? Or are you gonna let people talk you out of this blessing? And I'm gonna live in my blessing, and I'm gonna be okay, and I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, when I hear videos, like I said, that I just listened to with Ayala, it just really made me think about, whether people, should you live in a struggle mind frame, or should you live in a mind frame of abundance? And to me, if I think that if I don't sit where I am right now, then I'll be living in a struggle mind frame because I don't feel like I'm deserving of what I have now. If I don't be okay with and enjoy what I have now, I will be, that's a struggle mind frame. That it really is. So I have to really just let people be who they are because they're going to talk regardless. I probably didn't hear more of the talking back then, but I hear a lot of it now. And regardless of what they say, I am going to enjoy my marriage, enjoy my marriage and everything that comes with it. I'm gonna continue to pray to God. And when I pray to God, I still pray from a place where I don't have everything that I want because I don't. Even I'm okay. I love my household, but it's still more that can be accomplished. So I don't understand it from other people when they feel like you're there. I don't feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm okay. I feel like this is a blessing, but I still feel as though we can have a whole lot more. And together, by the grace of God, if everything work out with my job um that I just got hired on for, I will be able to help my husband out so that we can get to where we want to get a lot faster than what we is because we can get there, but it takes two, and I don't want to put it all on him. I honestly don't. I don't want to put it all on him. I want to be able to. Hey, if we go for a trip, I can pay for the whole. Which y'all ain't know how I do. I really do. People think I just don't do like my husband just pay for everything, but he really don't. He honestly don't pay for everything. But being that he got the biggest career and he has a career, that's what they gonna think. So okay, okay, let them think that. But you know, like I said, the point of this video is I'm gonna live in a mind frame of abundance. I want to live in a mind frame of wanting more and knowing that I can have more, regardless of how anybody else feel. You know, even if they feel like I wasn't gonna get there, or even if they feel like I wasn't deserving of it, I want more, and I'm gonna continue to get it. And I just let them come around, and if they come around, they see. If they don't, they don't. Oh well, you know what I'm saying. But we just gonna make it do what it do around here, and you know, I mean, what else can I say? Not I can. There's nothing else that I can say because it's a blessing, and I thank God. So I ain't gonna move out just to make somebody else happy. And that's another thing, that she was saying. Like, will you, will you not reach for what you want? Will you, dim your light just to make other people happy? And I really feel like living in a struggle mind frame will make other people happy for me. They okay with broken pieces, but they ain't okay with a whole person. They okay with you struggling and like, oh, she'll get there, whatever. And you not, and you not being there. They okay with all that. But boy, I tell you the truth, the moment that God give it to you, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy world, but hey, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Y'all, if y'all hear any knocking or anything, that is my dog on my door. I put her outside to use the bathroom. She just, oh my God. One of these days I'll show y'all, but she just got, we keep putting blinds up there on our little back door, and when I tell you she destroys them every time. And it just look real hood, look real ghetto. But but we gonna fix them. I said I ain't gonna put no more blinds up there. I'm gonna order me some curtains and just put curtains up there and just call it a day. Because she destroys every pair of blinds that we put up there on that door. But yes, y'all. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end my video, but y'all live in a mind frame of abundance and not struggle. Regardless of who feelings you hurt, who feel like you can't get there, who feel like, you like regardless, just forget the people, forget the naysayers. And always, try to go for a better place. Try to reach for the stars. Or reach for the moon. And if you don't reach the moon, you'll land upon the stars. That's a little old saying. I'm telling my age. But yes, y'all. Live in a mind frame of abundance, not struggle. So, y'all have a nice, Thursday? This week went by kind of fast for us. But y'all have a marvelous Thursday. And yes, y'all, get to the money. So, at Dear Diary, this is not the end. This is I see you later. So y'all have an awesome day. Bye-bye.